You very much indeed. Lovely to welcome you on the call this morning. And I'd like to introduce Lynne Gayer, our Club Growth Director for District 91, who will be explaining our general incentives. We had Seema on our quarterly incentives last week, and now this week is a whole raft of other incentives that we can all get involved in doing to increase our club activities, our member engagement, and earn rewards for our club. So what's not to like about that? So thank you very much indeed, Lynne, for giving up your Friday morning, and welcome to the call. Over to you.
Thank you, and good morning. Good morning, everybody, and well done for being here early at 8 o'clock on a Friday morning. So I'm going to share my screen, and let's see the incentives that we're going to talk about this morning. Let me show you how you can actually find the incentive page on our District 91 website. Just put into Google D91 website and Toastmasters UK South District 91 members will come up. So click on that. And this comes up, and then you go to member area and go to resources. And then just scroll down, and then you'll come to incentives 25-26. Click on that. And that will take you to the District 91 incentives program for this year. You've got the general incentives at the top, and then the quarterly incentives further down. And then further down below that is everything you need for the quarterly incentives, and the blue ones are the things that you need to click on to submit. Everything else is done automatically. So that covers both the quarterly and the general incentives on that page. Let's see the incentives that we're going to talk about this morning. Okay, hopefully everyone can see that. Is that a yes? Yes, that's fantastic. Okay, so these are what we're calling the general incentives, because these run throughout the year at different times versus the quarterly incentives, which are, as they say, they are quarterly. So I'm going to kick off with the first three, which are the Smedley, the Talk Up Toastmasters, and Beat the Clock. Now, you may have heard of these before, because these are the ones that are run every year by Toastmasters International. And they're run throughout the year, and that because it creates touch points, different touch points. And I don't know about you, but did you join the first time ever, or go to a meeting first time someone ever mentioned Toastmasters to you? Or did you join the first time someone ever mentioned Toastmasters to you? Some people do, but a lot of people don't. So this is about creating different touch points. So if you invite someone, say in August, and then maybe they don't come, you can invite them again in February, and then maybe they do come but don't join, and you can invite them again in May. And so it's creating different touch points for the opportunity for guests to become members. So those three are run throughout the year. So Smedley has just completed. That was August and September. Talk Up Toastmasters is in February and March, and Beat the Clock is in May and June. And for all those three, you need to add 5 new, dual or reinstated members during that set period of 2 months. And the recognition comes from Toastmasters International. They will communicate with the clubs, and they will give you a ribbon, and they'll give you a process for how you can claim that. And there'll be 10% off your next order on store, which I understand that they allow for 6 months for you to claim that. In addition, the district likes to recognise those clubs that have made the effort to add new members. So we offer £25 to the first 25 clubs. And that's where we're going to kick off. So that is what we do. It's a little something but it's primarily a Toastmasters International award. Before I move on, are there any questions on that one? No? Okay, I will move on. The early renewals. Just seen Smeeta's lovely face. Good morning. Early renewals. Now, this is an opportunity actually for the clubs with smaller clubs with smaller numbers to really shine, because it should be a lot easier for the smaller clubs to renew 100% of their members. And why do we do this? Do any of you ever have to do a tax form and get it in by the end of January? whether you do or don't, you will probably hear adverts in January to say, get it done. It's a relief off your shoulders. It's a whole weight. You feel so much better. You know it's done. You don't have to panic anymore. And that's a bit like early renewals. Get it done, get it out the way. But not just that. From a club's perspective, you get your members to renew early. You know exactly where your membership is. Whether you may or may not get 100% renewals, because not everyone may renew. But if you go for it, if you aim for it, you will know how many members you've got. And then you can start at that 15th of that month recruiting new prospective people, guests to become members versus waiting another month until the dashboard updates. So it's a real opportunity to keep that member experience alive and strong. And that's what we want to do in clubs. So it's a real encouragement to get all the members renewing, get as many as you can. And remember, 100% early renewals is not, it's based on your base number. So if you started off with 20 members and you say now you've got 30, renew 20 and you've got 100% renewals. It's based on your initial base membership. So, and it's a real opportunity for those smaller clubs to really shine. It was slightly disappointing actually this time around that some of those smaller clubs with 9, 10, 12 members didn't actually get to have that opportunity to get that ribbon, some recognition for their clubs and get that £25. And we just had it in September and we're doing it again in March, and hopefully a few more clubs will kick in and join us for that one. Now get to 20. Now this is one you may not have heard before. One of the things we really, really want to do this year is strengthen our clubs. We need to grow our clubs. That's our district mission, but we also need to strengthen what we have. And this is based on those clubs that started the year with less than 20 members. So they started with less than 20 members. So any club that had 8 or more, and they up to 19, as long as they add 5 new or reinstated members, not dual, this is new or reinstated members, by end of April, the 30th of April next year, then those clubs will get £100, a real boost to that club to pay for their meeting room, their Zoom license, or to get some resources in. Maybe they don't have a club banner, maybe they need more supplies to welcome in new guests. But this is a real incentive for those smaller clubs to actually get some recognition. But you have to have a minimum of 5. So if you had 19 members at the start of the year, you need to get to 24. And I just make a note here that this is for those members that started the year with less than 20 members. If clubs dropped after renewals, I'm sorry, that doesn't apply because we had to start somewhere. And so it was those clubs, and there were about 50 of them. So let's see what we can do, and let's get it. Let's get those clubs to over 20, which is our charter strength, and create that really good member experience. Then the next one is club banners. This is for new clubs. Any clubs that we're chartering this year will actually have £100 towards a new club banner. So that currently applies to Richmond and Wandsworth, and it also applies to BBC, our new club that chartered this week. So really pleased for them. And I don't know if you've seen, but someone posted on one of the groups yesterday, I think it was a GE Speakers and Exchange group, and you can get, it's now the fold up banners. And what you can do, you can get the banner, you can go onto Toastmasters, pay $30 for the digital artwork, and then you can get it printed locally. Now, they range in all sorts of prices. I think the one on the WhatsApp group was quite expensive, but you can get them pretty cheaply. So the £100 would cover for the artwork and to get the roll-up banner, which means you don't have to find a hook to hang up the banner, which a lot of clubs have. So these roll-up banners are really good. So that's for new clubs to really make them feel they're part of the family. Now, one of the things that we are looking to do, and Celia, if you want to put this in your newsletter, sponsor a club. If you have an idea for sponsoring a club, we'd love to hear about it. We do need some new clubs. That's the district mission, to grow clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. So if you know someone who wants to sponsor a club, maybe in their place of work, maybe in their community, then they will get an outstanding member pin because we'll be hugely appreciative of the work and effort they'll put in. Now, we're looking for that to happen this year. So any club chartered by the 30th of June this year, they will get an outstanding member pin. So if you've got any ideas, please put them through. Or I know Smita has a few up her sleeve. Looking forward to those, Smita. Then we have the Triple Crown. Now, again, this has been around a long time. It's complete 3 or more pathway levels. That's 3 different levels in a path, and you'll get awarded a pin. Distinguished Toastmaster. Now, that is completing 2 paths and various projects. You also have to be a club mentor or a club coach. You have to do a specific project. So there's various things, criteria you need to be a distinguished Toastmaster, and you will also get a distinguished Toastmaster pin. And also 7 club officers trained. Did you get all 7 officers trained the last lot of club officer training? If you did, you're going to get 7 club officer pins. But if you didn't, you'll have another opportunity next time around. And you could, as long as you happen either the first time or the second time, you will get a set of club officer pins. And it's really nice to have a little pin for all the committee members to be recognised for the role that they do. So if you didn't do it this time, you've got another chance at the beginning of next year. And then outstanding member recognition. Every year, the district director will recognise 1 or 2 members for exceptional contribution, and they will get an outstanding member pin. Now, this year, in November, the Triple Crowns, the DTM pins, and the 7 officers trained, we hope to present at the contests, at the division contests. So if anybody is due for a Triple Crown, a Distinguished Toastmaster, or the 7, we're looking for those to be awarded at the contests. That is a quick run through. The final thing I need to say is when the clubs are recognised their achievement, we have an incentive team who will send out vouchers. Now they're just getting to grips with everything at the moment, so the early renewals is still running a little bit behind, but all the clubs have been communicated with, and they will get an email and a voucher, and they will have 30 days to make that claim. And that is to go towards room hire, Zoom license, or the Toastmasters store. So there's a real opportunity there. And if someone did early renewals and they did a Smedley, that would be £40 plus 25, that would be £65. So some clubs could do pretty well there. So there is an opportunity to earn some money for your clubs with these incentives. So do you have any questions?
Lynne, I just have a couple of questions.
Yes.
One is about the early renewals. Did you say that the clubs haven't achieved it, or you didn't have clubs achieving?
We did have clubs. Yes, we did. We did have.
Okay.
We did have clubs, and those clubs will get £40.
Okay. Okay.
So yes, we did. We'd like to have had a few more, but we did get clubs that did 100% renewals. So well done to those clubs. And I am going to ask Janet to put the names of those on the website at some point in the future.
Yeah. The second question about sponsoring a club or mentoring a club. I was speaking to someone last night about it. I'm just wondering, is something that speaks to you directly?
If someone wants to sponsor a club, absolutely do speak to me.
Right.
If someone wants to be a mentor, they can, again, let me know, and then I'll pass them on to Casper Wilcock, who is my sponsor mentor lead. But if someone wants to sponsor a club, yes, please, we'll love to hear about it. But if someone wants to be a mentor, also let me know, and I'll pass them on to the mentor. If someone wants to be a mentor or a coach, I have a coach lead and a mentor lead, and I pass the names to them, and when opportunities come up, they will take it forward. So at the moment, for example, I've got Casper working on 2 mentors for the BBC, like I say, who came on this week. So absolutely. And if someone wants to be a coach, there may be a few more clubs that might need a coach after renewals, and they may have dropped in membership to below 12. Any club that's between 8 and 12 members is entitled to a coach. So I'm asking the division directors if anyone does need a coach at this time, and then Simon McKee will actually help find some coaches.
Thank you. I'll text you, Lynne, but thank you so much. Thank you.
That's all right. Smita.
My question is, Lynne, this looks really nice and comprehensive. Do we need to apply? Do the clubs need to apply to get this, or will it be automatically awarded to them?
Automatically. What we do need to do is make sure clubs are aware of these incentives each time. But yeah, if you know this Smedley Talk Up Toastmasters Beat the Clock, that comes directly from Toastmasters International. They make that decision. But once we know, we will then put it in our newsletters and on our website. But then the incentive team will contact all those clubs with the £25 voucher. The ribbon and the 10% from Toastmasters will come from Toastmasters. But we notify all the clubs. So 100% early renewals, the clubs did it. I checked it on the, on the 16th, early morning on the 16th to find out who had renewed by the 15th of September. We had the names of those clubs and they will get their £40.
Thank you. This looks good.
Okay. Any more questions from the people on the call?
Nothing from me. It was very clear. Thank you, Lynne.
That's okay. All right, if there are no more questions, I'm going to hand back to Janet, and it looks like that we can wrap up this short call. And so it'd be a nice short video for everyone to look at. And one thing I will say, if anyone wants any clarity on the quarterly incentives, that was recorded last week. So if anyone wants to check in with those, then they can do that as well. So we've got 2 recordings for both sets of incentives. Thank you. Back to you, Janet.
Fabulous. Lynne, thank you very much indeed. And that was very clear. Lots of lovely things to look forward to and to work on with our clubs. Thank you very much for those of you joining us. The video will be uploaded to our YouTube channel for you to share with your members. And that's it for me and from Lynne. So thank you very much indeed. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Celia. Bye-bye.